Hello. 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 All right, we need to test some audio. Hello. Hello. Okay, it looks like we are in action. Perhaps I'm getting a little bit of feedback, which is probably a good thing, just because I know that I'm actually live. But it's gonna be a little bit weird if I'm talking and I have my headphones on and I'm hearing myself talk, because I don't know if this happens for you guys, but you can't really think right when you're talking and you're hearing yourself talk at the same time. Give me just a moment. Okay, so I'm also going to double check if it's the microphone Realtek audio, or should you Hello? Is it working? Okay. I think we're good on this. Okay, and as we're getting started here, I'm going to go ahead and pretty much share this live stream out. So just give me a little bit of time to do that, and we're going to get started in just a moment. Hey, it's Mega, aka the Art Messiah. I'm here to save you from your art sins. Welcome back to another live stream. Today we're going to be having a chill sketch session. So, guys, please feel free to grab some snacks, grab some drinks, and come on through and come chill and draw with me. Again, this is a draw along session. Don't really have too many topics to really talk about. Just wanted to have some time to sit down and sketch some characters, sketch some ideas, and really just to practice drawing and have some fun, not really put too much pressure on myself. Okay, so I'm just gonna take another moment to make sure I post my live stream on places so people know that I'm on live in case they're interested in coming through. These things are just made basically for not just being here on the live, but if people like to come in later and watch these things while they draw on their own time. This is why I personally create them, because I love doing that with other artists. I have a list of artists that I go back to and I like to put on in the background when I'm not listening to music. So I kind of usually vary between like music and random YouTube videos and watching other people live stream and just draw, because it kind of helps me get into the flow. It helps me get into the mindset that I need to draw. So okay, so today we're going to be just having fun sketching. What I think I'm going to start off with is going to be sketching some anatomy, and I actually have something to go off for this, and so I'm going to open up a web browser page, and we will share that to see if I can find the tab that I was going to be using. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull this. As per usual, guys, let me know if my audio sounds okay. I like to get that adjusted and figure it out first things first, so that way the entire live stream, we are pretty much good to go. So let me know if anything seems a little off, and we'll correct that. Hello, hello, welcome in. I see someone popped in. Hello. Okay, so I'm browsing some of these references a little bit beforehand to make sure it'll be okay to show on YouTube, and that I will not get in any trouble. Looks like most of this stuff is all anatomy. Okay. So we go ahead and click on this one, and we'll get studying. Let's see here. We're gonna need to add in. We'll add in a screen capture. We're gonna add source. Add a new source instead. And we will make this a web browser. We're gonna add the source. Hey, welcome COY Studio. Hey, how's it going? Thank you. Today we're gonna be doing some sketches, some studies. Right now we're gonna be studying anatomy a little bit, so If you're in the training stage, such as I am, then this is going to be a great stream for you guys. We're going to come in here and just be studying anatomy for a while. So, I hope you guys are ready. We'll put this under the stream overlay. How about that? Okay, so we got our some reference pulled up. Let's go ahead and start sketching. And I have a question. COY. Are you an artist? And if so, what kind of art do you do? Obviously, there's visual arts, there's music, there's creative writing. I'm curious of what people do. So let me know. Also, I'm kind of generally curious, how did you come to find my work? Did you find my work via Instagram or some other site? Okay, so what I'm kind of looking for in this anatomy right here is how things connect together. So I'm already very comfortable with how this collarbone works. And so I see how this pectoral muscle kind of tucks in here. And this deltoid is now sitting at this kind of like upper ridge, right? And so there's kind of like this tucking point, and all these muscles kind of come from here. So this serratus anterior, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, kind of sits right in here. And let's see here. So this is like this, and it's like that. Let's see. Let's study on these arms a little bit. Oh, what's going on? Why'd you say dang? Did I put you on the spot or anything like that by asking the questions? Or are you just commenting on the drawings right now? Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'm not so interested in like accuracy and proportions just yet. What I'm currently studying is how these muscles interlock with each other. And so that's why you see me kind of working through this quickly. So don't be alarmed like you have to work this quickly, but I found out for myself that when I work quicker, it helps me focus on one thing at a time pretty much. So that's why sometimes I work fairly quickly, Um, it's because it kind of helps me focus. Okay. So one thing you can do while you're going through this is you can color code. For example, if you're trying to study how the bicep works over and over again in different poses, then you keep on highlighting that with the same color. Oh, no, it just said it looks good. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to be good about letting people come in and just lurk and draw along, and not have to feel pressure to respond or anything like that. So this will be a pretty chill and quiet stream unless you guys have questions, which questions are always welcome. So feel free to ask anything that you may have questions about, either in my process or about learning drawing. I want to know, so don't be scared to ask. Looks like there's some reference from Proco and other things like that. This is good for understanding how like the skeleton works, and understanding how the skeleton works is pretty important as well. So this is pretty much biceps, and this is kind of like triceps, so we'll probably take a look at that as well. Sure, let's go ahead and do that because we already just did 2 biceps in 2 different positions. So let's kind of take a look what's going on in the back a little bit. And also, let me make sure I'm making use of the real estate of my screen. So we'll bring that over here a little bit. like the way you use reference. Thank you. I think that my approach, I'll just talk about my approach to reference. One thing that I struggled with in the past was that I thought I kind of needed to be like line for line with the reference. And I have since kind of grown out of that mindset. And now what I use reference as is a way to train my eye, but making sure that I'm not using it as a crutch or just trying to copy it. Now I start to use references as a way to understand, not to be perfect, but to start to understand the shapes and the overlapping and just truly what is going on. And so you'll notice that things are exaggerated or not exactly proportioned the same, and that's because it's practice, you know what I mean? And I'm visually trying to kind of almost solve the puzzle myself, you know, while using the reference as a guide if I need it. And the more of these you do, the less reference you have to look at. You'll need to look at. And then basically when you do look at the reference, you are checking your work, you know what I mean? And so you're basically really getting down to the nitty gritty if you understand how something actually works and fits together. And so you're always applying skills that you've previously learned with skills that you're trying to learn now, if that makes any sense. At least that's how I approach it. Also, I just realized I interpreted your question wrong, and you said I like that you do use references just in general. Yeah, references it's your training ground. I was explaining how I use references, but yeah, don't let it be a crutch. Some artists are just copying it too closely, and you're not going to learn too much that way. You will learn. It's just that you can learn a bit faster if you actually take some time to interpret it in your own way and understand it in your own way. There's a time and place for just a straight copy, and that's mainly at the beginning where you're just trying to start to commit things to muscle memory, and you're just understanding shapes. And so actually what I do in that stage is I actually take the image, I lower the opacity, and I legit trace over it. And it's not to post that anywhere, it's not to post it online, you know. Don't ever take that as, you know, like, oh, this is my own work. That is simply for you to start building that confidence that, hey, I know the shapes that are here. And it's almost like having training wheels. And at some point in time, those training wheels are going to have to come off. So for me, that's just a way to get things started. Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome all the new people that are coming along. How are you guys doing tonight? Hello, hello. Welcome in. Tonight is a chill sketch stream. We're just having fun tonight. Not doing anything too crazy. Remember, if you like this art, check me out on Instagram and DeviantArt. This character up here is kind of like a Mega Man-esque character. I'm sorry, I kind of work very far out. That's just kind of part of my process. I don't like working too close to the screen, too zoomed in, but I guess I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see it a little bit better. And of course, in typical Mega Man fashion, they like to have these really exaggerated poses. So, in that Mega Man fashion, we are gonna make sure we continue that. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of these down here. Okay, and we're just having fun exploring around for right now. All right. So kind of did a bit of warm up, and I'm gonna keep on warming up. But let's see here. Now I want to do some studies from some of the art books that I have, and there's two that I have in particular. The one that I think I'm going to use for today. Let me go ahead and pull that out. So this first one that I'm going to be using is called Sushio the Idol, and basically he's done a lot of work for Studio Trigger, the people that have done like Kill la Kill and stuff like that. And he's got some amazing artwork, and I really like how he does his posing, and so we're just going to study a bit from him, and maybe do some other stuff before the session is out as well. But I plan to stream to around 9:30 or 10, just depending if I find a flow or not. Right now I'm feeling pretty good. Right now I'm having fun with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep chugging along, keep moving along, because it is a good day for sketching. Right, and I just keep on making my canvas bigger as I need it. We're gonna extend downwards for now. And we're gonna go out this way a little bit as well. La, 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 la. So yeah, what do you guys like to draw? What do you guys like to practice? How do you guys like to practice? I personally like doing a lot of warm-up type stuff like this. And then trying to kind of jump into my own thing. Some angles and some poses just are hard to draw. And this is one of those poses, these top-down views, I've always had trouble with, so this is something that I want to break down more, because I definitely struggle with this view, so I need to practice it more for sure. And what I should really get is a model that just has the musculature. And I think I'm going to show you guys a website that I really like to help practice difficult poses and angles, and something you guys can come to as both a reference and also a training tool. Also, what is up, Justin Furlow? First time viewing? Well, welcome. This is the Art Messiah show where we just casually draw, and it's kind of like a draw along kind of thing. We have chill music going, and we practice art. We ask questions, we chat, and then sometimes we're just drawing. So there's a little bit of everything here. So enjoy your stay, and let me know if you have any questions, art and otherwise. Right now we're kind of correcting the pose a little bit. So it's kind of like a top-down view a little bit. This view is always interesting to me, at least. I don't know, looks a little funky. It's not gonna cut it. 32. We'll come back to that setting. Any advice for getting proportions right? Proportions. Thanks for the question. Nom. When it comes to proportions, I think of mainly two categories, or like two main things when it comes down to it. Let's see if I can. Let's just draw something different. So let's say we have this chest, right? All right, and it's represented as a circle. But let's say we actually kind of give it some definition, and we actually draw, let's say, like one of the pectorals, right? When I think of proportions, everything is related to one another. Everything is connected to one another. And so you have to study proportions in context with other parts of the body. And what helps me get it right is actually studying how things connect together. So for example, like, okay, this pectoris is like this. Well, I know the collarbone sits in here, and it comes out to here. And so I'm like, I use this pec to get the clavicle bone, okay? And then I'm like, okay, well, the trapezius I know has to sit within that. And so I draw the trapezius in here. And then I know that the deltoid sits outside of it. And so I draw that out here. And at the beginning, I think you can maybe study proportions more directly. But as you're training and practicing, you kind of want to almost like feel the volume of whatever it is that you're drawing and start to be able to correct things kind of by eye. So if I come in and I drew that delt and I'm like, that doesn't look right, I can go in by feel and try to reduce it a little bit. Or if I'm trying to exaggerate it and show that, okay, this deltoid is really getting pressed into the side, then, you know, I'll shrink it down. So the thing is, with drawing, you can exaggerate as much as you want, and that's kind of where the style comes in. And having a style is good, but if you do want to try to get as close to realism as possible, then one thing that you can do is actually take the proportion, like take the body, take the pose, and simply go over it with your basic shapes and basically create proportion guides for yourself. So that's kind of like my second approach. So one's kind of more of like an intuitive feel approach, and then the other one's kind of like a methodical approach, where you're kind of taking measurements ish and you're converting it to basic shapes. So I can kind of give an example of this. So hold on a second, and I'll go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see where I'm going. Okay, so I'm going to pose Maniacs. Okay, so let's take this pose for example. Alright, let's say this pose, we're going to control and screen grab this and take that, and we're going to go ahead and bring it in. Alright. Okay. So this is when you're first starting out and you're really not sure about proportions at all. What you do is you can do this with like an actual magazine, if you're not working digitally, if you're working traditionally, and you can just cut out poses from magazines. Then you can take a Sharpie or whatever, and you can start breaking this down into like simple shapes. So for example, let's take this forearm. Let's take this arm for example. We can break this up into a cylinder, and we can draw that, and then draw a circle for the joint, and then we can draw another cylinder here, right? So I would go around all these figures and basically convert them to simple shapes, and you get to choose whatever shape you like most to be able to represent these things. And this is basically you creating your own map of the body, but in a really simple format. Okay, so I'd go around the body and I would create these really simple shapes. Kind of getting rid of some of the curvature and stuff like that. But breaking things down into boxes and cylinders is how I started learning proportions. And then an egg shape for the head. Okay, and it's gonna look kind of funny, and that's fine. But when you take off the model behind, you get to see how you broke it up. Okay, and so in a standard pose, and I did this in my tutorial, I showed in a standard pose like the actual measurements of each of these limbs and how they relate to one another. So for those of you that are new to the channel, you can check out that video where it's basically, it's detailed. It shows you the exact proportions, the exact measurements to take. But look at what happens when these proportions get some perspective. They may shrink or they may expand. So like, let's take this for example. This forearm is kind of coming out towards us. So what you can see is that typically this forearm may be this long, but with the angle, we're starting to shorten that, and we're starting to see this top plane right here. Okay, so foreshortening comes into play and it changes proportion. So it's not entirely important to know the exact proportion measurements, because once you get away from that standing pose, things start to look different. And some people ask, well, like, is there some mathematical way I can now determine the new proportion based on the angle? And of course there is, but the thing is, your angle can change based on your camera lens, how close you're to the character, and you may get some things that are warped and distorted and stuff. So that's when your personal style comes into play, and when you start pushing things and you start exaggerating things. So like, for this example, for this pose, I could really exaggerate this pose even more. Let me go ahead and unshare this browser. Okay, so like, what if I wanted to like push this pose more? And I'm like, okay, what if I want to show that this hip is really coming out and he's really getting pushed backwards, and we're getting really close to that, but really our camera is now closer to this arm. So we're coming in here, and this arm will look kind of the same, but this arm is going to be like crazy foreshortened, right? Like just crazy, just like that cylinder pretty much becomes like that, and then that hand begins to overlap, right? Because we're changing this angle now, right? Okay, so that's why it's like useful to know the proportions, but it's more useful to know how things connect together, because then when you're pushing things, you still know how the body connects and interacts with one another. And I know the person asking this question knows all the, well, I shouldn't say knows all of it, but it's very knowledgeable about the human body. So that's a skill that many artists have to develop, and so when you already have that kind of knowledge about the human body, it's actually really important. It's really important for artists to know how the human body kind of works, and it doesn't have to be super scientific, but the more you know, the better. And it's okay to kind of learn a little bit at a time instead of trying to have to feel like you need to know everything. You know what I mean? So that was a long-winded answer, but I do think it's a very important question, and it is something that I personally struggled with, and I'm still struggling with. But that's why I draw the human body over and over and over again, because you're learning something new every time. You're learning how the body moves, interact with each other, and every pose is different. You know what I mean? So like, what was true for one pose may now not make really any sense for this other pose, because the arm is not stretched or the leg was unstretched, and so the way the muscles bundled up together look different. So there's lots and lots of complexity, and I think every artist has their own approach to breaking this stuff down, but you have to break it down in your style and like for yourself. So yeah, hopefully that's a little bit helpful for some of my artists out there that are trying to learn anatomy and feel like it's a little bit too much or it's too daunting. Take things one step at a time, and my favorite practice is to do the 30-second drawings, because it gets you just moving. if you're a perfectionist or anything like that, sometimes you're too scared to try something because you're afraid that you're going to mess up or you're going to get the proportions wrong. When you only have 30 seconds, it's like, you know what? You can't worry about getting the proportions wrong. You just have to try it. You know, you have to give your best effort at what you think you are viewing. Okay, so 30-second drawings are my absolute favorite, or my absolute go-to. Okay, so yeah, I just want you guys to see how I like foreshorten this arm now compared to this arm. So like this compared to this, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind, okay? All right, I'm gonna take a quick water break, a quick bathroom break, and we will be back soon.
Different kind of morning, one in which we woke up with an itch to go explore. We took the van and drove to Sandy Point, then booked it when we saw we couldn't swim. Made our way up to Rehoboth, walked the boardwalk, swished the sand around our toes, grabbed a slice of that thin pizza you adore. Watch the seagulls in the sun dance in the sky. Don't you wish that we could go back in time, start all over? Hey, rewind. Don't you wish that we could go back in time, start all over? Hey, rewind. just the other day. How we had many things to wear. And once the sun tucked under ocean waves, we started burning down, we had to duck inside, looking for a spot where we could spend the night. But I can't remember how we started.
Hello, I'm back. We're gonna go ahead and get started on our cool down sketches. I think we have a nice sketch page going here. I made a lot of good progress today. One thing I realized when sketching Sonic characters is that the proportions have to be pretty precise in order for it to look like halfway decent. Yo, what's good, Brandon? What's happening? We're getting to our cooldown sketches. I'm sure you saw everything when you first hopped in, but yeah, this is what we've got so far. Working on anatomy, arms, and back. And I don't know, I'm doing some Sonic doodles just because the characters are supposed to be easy to draw, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle. It's a struggle right now. Drawing Sonic characters is actually deceptively hard. It's like they look simple. I think they would be simple, but a lot of the times they are not. You got to get the proportions just right in order for it to look good. And I actually kind of want to add a little bit of my own style here, so that's making it even more difficult. Yes, exactly. Simple characters are actually harder to draw. Um, just like you said, once something is just slightly off, you're just like the entire thing goes to absolute shit. I'm sorry, it goes to crap. And it's hard to get the proportions exactly right sometimes, so it is definitely a struggle. But anyways, I'm just noodling around, nothing really important at this point in time. This is just my cool down sketches, so doesn't really need to look like anything, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm just noodling around. That's all at this point in time. And also, I don't know, sometimes I get inspired to draw things when I'm like off stream, but when I'm on stream, I feel like I need to have like some things I want to draw already written out. And so, yeah. Yo, what's up, Kage? Finally, no more stuff to do today. Cool. You're free. Was it art related stuff or just like life stuff that you had to get done? Life stuff. Okay, well, I hope you got it all taken care of. Sometimes those miscellaneous tasks be taking a long time, so I feel it. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Kage. Let's see. Every 4 hours since I woke up, I had to do something or go somewhere. Aw, dang. That character's leg in the middle gives me Mega Man vibes. Well, you sir are correct there. It's an OC for kind of the Mega Man franchise, I guess. Kind of just my take on it. So I am glad you caught that one. I think we are gonna be laying this pencil down and calling it a wrap for today. Did a little bit of anatomy practice, did a little bit of studies from an art book, did a little bit of doodling around, and yeah, just having fun with it. Not taking it too seriously. Not taking art too seriously. I'm kind of taking a break from Ignition to just recharge for a month or two before I get back to illustrating the story. And so just want to have chill sessions, chill drawing sessions with the YouTube community. Yeah. So hopefully you guys had fun kind of lurking and maybe drawing along or working on stuff that you got stuff to work on, but yeah, I spy a zero profile pic. Nice. Yeah, I gotta throw in a little bit of Mega Man here and there, of course. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm going to upload this to DeviantArt if you would like to take a look in closer detail. I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now before I forget. So let's go ahead and save a duplicate, and we'll save this as a PNG. And we open up the old DeviantArt. If it'll load. Yes, of course, you're welcome. I am so happy to know all these streamers now. For those of you watching, Brandon also streams. He has an Instagram, same name as here on YouTube, so go ahead and search that up and give him a follow. He's currently doing Instagram lives. We'll do Twitch in the future, potentially. But go ahead and give him a follow for more comic-related content. Which, of course, this is what this channel is all about. Alright, we'll give you guys a free download. And we will put it in Sketches, so that's where you'll be able to find it. Thanks, everyone, for joining my live stream. Hello, Laura Jalden. We are actually just about to close up, but thanks for stopping in. I'm uploading the art that we did today onto my DeviantArt, so you can find a link on my profile and you can view all the art that we drew tonight. And if you would like to see something like this in the future, then come out every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Sometimes I don't have the time to stream, but I try to make that stream and just chill and draw art. Again, I go by The Art Messiah. You can find me on Instagram, DeviantArt, Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe if you would like updates on when I am streaming again. I had a lot of fun just sketching and getting used to my digital tools. Alright, and my tags are Art Messiah, digital art, sketching, and Mega Master. Alright, and we are sending it off into the internet again. Thank you guys so much for coming through and joining me on my live stream. I look forward to the next time I get to hang out with you guys. And for regular art updates, check out my Instagram story and check out my DeviantArt page. As you can see, I have lots of art that I'm consistently uploading. So thank you, and everyone have a great night. So take care, take it easy, and peace and love, y'all.